what is the benefit of FTS, how to use the reporting template of FTS, and also how to use the data visualization tool of FTS. So FTS basically presents financial data to a specific system, a specific web page that we will explore, and it comes with specific outputs that also we will explore. Basically, it's a global real-time overview of all the contributions that support humanitarian operations, and it was based on the General Assembly decision to establish this office since long time ago, since 1990s. And within, it was established in 1992, of course, and it was part of the resolution that came with the General Assembly, and it's operate to support the Interagency Standing Committee. And this is why we consider a lot of our partners, specifically you, all the partners of Qatar states, because we collect data basically from donors, and then we verify this data with partners, and we provide the gap analysis and anything related to this operations all around the world. We have basically, we operate, this is our FTS website that we will explore in a moment, and we will come to it. And we here just want to show you how we collect data. So basically, we collect data from governments, from EU member states, from UN agencies, NGOs, any other type of reporters, and then we collect all this data here on FTS on this point. We do the process and the curation of this data. We collect, we do any possible double reported or double counting, double counted contributions to curate those double counting if exist, and then we come with outputs which is the FTS page, the analysis, and the visualization dashboard. So I will start here. Before we go to this slide, I will start exploring FTS. Sorry. Whenever I'm explaining anything, please feel free to interrupt me and just come in, open your microphone, and share any thoughts or questions in the conversation. Basically, this is the landing page of FTS, the main page. And in this page, we will see 4 tabs here, where funds are from. All the dots here on this map are showing us the donors who are donating money to humanitarian operations. Where funds are going, this is where all the money are going, who are the recipients of this money. And then progress on coordinated plans, because part of our work, the most important part of our work, is the coordinated plans, that we will come to that coordinated plans in the second tab. I will show it to you. And then we have the data visualization tool that we will explore in details. Now, you will see in this landing page a trend of what is the funding to humanitarian operations, and for example, what is the funding to countries, inside, outside plans, who are the biggest recipients of this fund. Like we always see, of course, the world view of FTS is always linked to the destination year. Now, anything you spend as a donor, we consider it on FTS to let's say, to gather all the information or to capture the whole picture from the donors. We are always using the destination year. So anything here on this map, you will see it is related to 2024, basically. Now, in this view, we are saying in 2024, we processed $16.87 billion. It was all records that we curate and process and submit to the website. This 16.87 billion, the biggest recipients for this money was, for example, WFP. This is in ranking, of course, sorted. UNICEF, UNHCR, INGOs, etc. And we will have here, because this is where funds are going. When we say in the landing page, it's where funds are coming from, we will see here the biggest donors of this fund. So it is, as you see, United States, ECO, Japan, etc. And we know that Qatar, as a state, is one of the big donors to humanitarian operations. This is why we were advocating and we were discussing with Qatar MOFA how to improve the reporting to FTS. So this is the landing page. In the landing page, we explore these summary figures. We have two main tabs here. We have the countries, where we can click and see a general overview of all the countries, how they are, what is the top funded countries, what is the top funded, who are the biggest donors, and what they represent as a percentage. What are the top funded humanitarian sectors? Of course, all the sectors, all the terms of FTS is a United Nations terms that, let's say, well defined by the Interagency Standing Committee and the Grand Bargain definitions. So all these sectors is the general global sectors that we usually follow. Of course, there is, for you as donors, there is something maybe called emergency or relief or etc. We need to break it down to one of these sectors. And this is the overview of this page. The other page, if you can see here, it's all countries where you can explore country by country. How did they receive money and where this money, for example, for Haiti, I'm opening Haiti. In 2024, again, as a destination year, Haiti received 192 million. We can see the country data for Haiti, and we can see it individual flows here viewed, or we can see it who are the donors for this 189 million with a breakdown. And we can see a lot of different world views of this. Of course, many tabs and many places here are hyperlinked, means it's interactive. Whenever I click on funding, I will get the sorting by funding. Whenever I click here, I will get the sorting by alphabetical order to the donors, as I'm viewing by donor, for example. I can view by recipient, and I can see who are the biggest recipients of this fund and how they are operating. This is for the countries. The other part, which is an important part, it's the coordinated plans. Part of these countries that do have a humanitarian operation, United Nations OCHA offices go there and establish their operation and start with a humanitarian response plan that I trust you are all aware about. This humanitarian response plan that represent people targeted and people, yes, targeted, total financial requirements, people in need, total number of people in need, how much the funding for each one of these plan. And I mean, you are the experts of the field that whenever you see, for example, here, of course, it's alphabetically sorted. Afghanistan, it's a protracted conflict in Afghanistan that we have the HRB of Afghanistan since long time ago. It's just renewing every year with a new number of people in need, people targets, requirements, etc. So any preferred country that I can show you the country, I can start with Afghanistan usually, or can you tell me any preferred country so we can see the numbers, or we just move forward? Like I'm using this example of Palestine right now. Sudan, okay, Sudan. Here we go, Sudan. So Sudan, whenever you click, there is a very important thing here. There is a difference between Sudan as a country and Sudan as a plan. The biggest circle we are speaking about is the country. That's in the country, there is funds that go really to this plan, and there is funds that stay outside the plan. We don't need to go in details. We just need to capture the full amount that is coming to this country from you as donors. So whenever I go to coordinated plan data and I view by donor, for example, I invite you all to explore the website more and more, and please let me know if you have any other questions or things about this. So whenever I go to donors and search for Qatar government, I see Qatar government as a donor here with only 5 million to Sudan. Of course, This information are coming from your side as a reporters, not only from Qatar Charity, from Qatar Crescent, or from any other reporter who did report that, yes, there is 5 million coming from Qatar government. Now, I will see it as a recipient, and here we will view as a recipient, for example, or we can simply go to the flows, individual flows that we have every record, and we can filter here on this side, source organization type, level, destination organization. Do we have Qatar Charity here? NOP, where's Q? I don't trust. I need a country that I can show your case as an active partner in this country.
Yeah.
So, but anyway,
Said, if you can go to Syria, maybe
Syria,
you'll find
sure.
Syria.
Sure. So here's coordinated plans, and we go to Syria, Arab Republic, country data, and we will filter here. Source organization, we need the destination organization. Is it a donor or a recipient, Qatar Charity in Syria?
We are implementers directly, but it's on the system. It is shown like donor. Qatar Charity as a donor.
So let's explore this. Here we go. Qatar Charity. Okay, great. So in Syria, for example, Qatar Charity, as I'm filtering on it, you receive $23.5 million. And here is the breakdown of it. It's coming from Qatar Charity headquarters to Qatar Charity in Syria. It is within this description. It is for this sectors, and it's with this amounts. Great. So the other part of this is, are we sure it is only 23? Of course, Ashratullah, you are so skilled when using the reporting, and you did a lot of reports. You shared a lot of reports within that. But the total amount of this is not only for Syria. It is for Syria and also for different countries. Different. I trust you have your own operation in Palestine. You have your operation in different places. So, are we in well communication with this? Do we have the most up-to-date numbers coming from Qatar Charity? I will go and explore this from the donor side. And when I go and click to donor, I will go to member states, and I will go here to Qatar government. And I will see, for example, because this was one of the points of discussion between us and MOVA, Qatari MOVA, that I will go to Qatar government, and now I'm viewing by donor by the destination year of 2022. I will choose, so for example, you are telling here, or according to your reporting, no monies came from Qatar government to Qatar Charity, for example. I will just view by recipients, because this is showing me all the, no, sorry, there is only this amount that came from the government to Qatar Charity, which is 800 K, almost 800 something K. So whether if it's true or not, this is your side of the story. This is your reporting of it, which I trust this number is not stable. We can show a better number instead of this one. So here we go within our own importance of this, that when I want to show Qatar Charity, coming back to the example of Syria, Arab Republic Humanitarian Sponsor Plan, I want to show also not you as an implementers, but are you donors as well to Syria? Are you donating money to Syria? So in this case, source organization, I will just sort, and I will see the ranking of donors of Syria, and Qatar Charity come with the first like 10 ranked countries that are ranked donors to Syria, which is 23.5 million, as you said. So we always need. Come again.
Sayyid Afra. In
Yeah.
organizations, I think it's top ranking because the others are all countries.
Exactly. And it is
Yeah,
ranked, yeah. But as a donor view, and this is great, that now it is considered as one of the donors, which is the good part of the story. But what I'm telling is it only for Syria, or do you have any other humanitarian operations? Of course, you have a lot.
we have a
If
lot,
I,
yeah. But
ha,
if you are searching Syria, it's
hmm,
our Syria response inside Syria, in Turkey, Lebanon, and Jordan. So,
exactly,
yeah.
exactly.
But we have
Which
other
here is
countries. We are
yeah,
reporting to all countries. Yeah. Here we have
you,
operations like Sudan, Yemen,
but
Palestine, everywhere.
are, yes, are you covering all the operations of Qatar Charity within this?
Yes, I'm always reporting like after 2 months or 3 months for all
Hmm,
Qatar Charity humanitarian operations. Yeah, globally.
that's great. That's great. I mean, I just opened the global overview, and I will see from the global overview Qatar Charity, and I will filter to Qatar Charity as a destination organization. We just need to let's say see this number, which is 33 million, and it's coming to Bangladesh, Burkina Faso, Chad, Egypt, and Palestine, and even in Qatar, which is zero, is the amount because you're a donor, Senegal, etc. We just need to have this as a kind of must updated because you are well ranked among, and you saw the example that you are considered within the top donors among other member states. I know that Qatar Charity is not a member state itself, but this is great at your end. So just to explore this, and we always invite you just to keep this one up to date. This is the exploration part of FTS, where you go to donors, where you go even to global sectors. It's all informative numbers and informative, like let's explore education, for example. All of this are very informative numbers that is useful for us and useful for the humanitarian workers for decision making and for gap analysis that we usually do. This is the example of only education for global sectors. We can have another a lot of analysis behind this that you can see. It is on an FTS website. You can download any one of them, see the analysis behind. Now, within this part, I will explain, and we will go and whenever we say report to FTS, I will explain the reporting template, the English reporting template. Again, which you are skilled, Ishratullah, within this, but what we always prefer to keep it up to date with all of you. So basically within this reporting template, and yesterday we had a meeting with Qatar Fund for Development, QFFD, and we were discussing the same thing, and we discussed many questions about double counting, where sometimes you need to be just a little bit, and thank you for the clarity and for the great reporting. You just need to be clear that is the fund you are receiving are coming from the government or from Qatar Fund itself. So this is always helping us with monitoring the double counting. Basically, this is the reporting template, and it's available, as you see here, in 4 languages: English, French, Spanish, and Arabic, of course. And of course, here in this meeting, I will use the English one. Here you select the source organization who donated this money to you as Qatar Charity. If it's a crowd fund, or if it's a government fund, or if it's you are getting this fund from anywhere, because this will always help us keep a perfect picture on you as a donor and as an implementing partner. The source budget here, it's the source of this money. Is this money are coming from 23 and being implemented in 2024, or it's coming from the same year, or it's coming from a different or in a different way? What I consider, but this is personal, I mean, you have other FTS colleagues, the very important one is the grant reference code. And in this grant reference code, if you have, and you do have a code that we will explore with you, The grant reference code for each one of your humanitarian contributions, it will allow us again to avoid any double counting, any other possible anomalies that can appear on FTS. The grant decision dates mean the time that this contract or this activity start. The recipient organization. Now you play double hats as a donors and also as recipients of fund. So if you are the donors, I will see, for example, here Qatar Charity as a donor, and you are donating money maybe to local or national NGOs in the operation zone, for example. You can, and it will be great to report this because it will show how you are supporting the local and national actors and any other actors, for example. Like we have different classification of organization that we can explore, but this is showing your impact work. Anonymization of the organization. In specific humanitarian operations, some partners request to hide their name. And yes, we do hide the name. We have a specific place where we can write confidential international NGOs or national NGOs or any other category, but we always prefer that you provide us with the actual name. Whenever you type yes, we will not show this. We will show a different category, and I'm showing you, let's say, use the example of Syria itself, that you will see part of the recipient organizations in Syria are confidential. I'm viewing by recipient here, and I'm searching for confidential. You will see international NGOs confidential, and you will see national NGOs confidential, and you will see UN agencies and NGOs confidential. We have the ability to display this, but between us and you, we need the actual name of the organization. So if they report in the future to us, we don't do the double counting on FTS. Here is the destination country. Again, feel free to interrupt me in any point, so you can ask anything about this. Here is the destination usage year, which everything appear on this column. Anything that appear on this column, it will be counted to the country in that year. I mean, if the destination year is 2024, and you are putting the specific amount for that, so this amount, this specific amount in 2024 will appear on 24 of FTS. If you put it 23, you need to go to FTS and filter, for example, from the upper filter here for any country, you will filter on 23, 21, 22, whatever it is. The destination plan, that you either decide to come and give the money inside the country, which is the biggest circle, as we mentioned, or you specifically mention a plan that I want to support the Somalia plan specifically. You can, of course, identify this. Of course, the list of plans that you can see whenever you go to the coordinated plans, this is the list of active plans. Whenever you click any one of this, like Sudan, as you mentioned, there is something called Sudan Humanitarian Operation, Humanitarian Response Plan of 2024. You can copy paste this and put it in the destination plan, for example. Then project code or destination, do not bother about the project code. Basically, it's the humanitarian response plan if it's a project-based, unit-based, which is too detailed that we don't need to go with it. Then the field, yes, please.
Excuse me, sorry.
Yeah.
I have two questions. One is about the grant reference code.
Yes.
So this reference code is specifically, I mean, generated from OCHA, or do you mean like any agreement, for example, we are signing with Q50? So we can put that. Yes.
Yeah. It is not generated by OCHA. It is your reference code. I'm going to show you an example.
Here okay, here again. Okay.
Yeah. For example, individual flows, of course, and I'm showing here. Look, we have a point here where we can show the donor project code, which is the grant reference code exactly.
So it is our internal code, not.
It is your internal code. This code allows us, and I will filter here, for example, for Canada, just to take a simple case. Now, Canada is telling us that Canada gave Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs this amount of money, and this is the grant reference code. It's a long one, anyways.
Okay.
But this will allow us that if the same money came and somebody from inside OCHA tell me that, yes, we receive money from Canada, I will ask about the code. Of course, it will be the same code. So it's a common code between you and your donor, or you and your recipient, that we can identify that if you are giving money, for example, to a Syrian NGO here, like in Turkey or whatever, they will use the same grant code, and we will make sure that this is not double counted on FTS.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. The second question, if you can open, there was this reporting to HRP, for
Yes.
example. So is it necessary to have a project code from the OPS, or we can just put for example, if we are contributing anything to Sudan and we are implementing through our own office, Qatar Charity office, but the project is not registered on OPS.
Yes.
So still we can put the HRP Sudan 2024, or do we need the specific project number on OPS?
No, you don't need, and even you don't need to bother about this. Not all the plans are project-based. Even Sudan, when you go and view, Sudan is a project, or it's a hybrid plan. You can look.
Okay.
Let's go to the coordinated plans. Here is the full list of active plans. Now, you see this question mark? It
Yes.
tells you whenever it's unit-based, so you don't have any projects.
Okay.
If
So it's a lump.
Hey, it's a lump sum of total requirements and people need, etc. If it's a hybrid, means it is both do have projects and also do have a lump sum for some sectors, for example. So they were able to projectize part of the plan, and then they decide to add more requirements to the plan, or change the requirements because of specific situation. If this line do not have any question mark, then it's fully project-based. That if you are reporting for Cameroon, okay, I will click on Cameroon, you will see that in country coordinated plan data, I trust you are appealing for Syria even. Let me use the example of Syria, because in Syria used to be view by projects, and view by projects. I will see the project, and this is important. Thank you for the question. This is all the appealing organizations, and I trust we do have Qatar Charity here.
Yes, we reported.
Charity, where is it? Okay, let's see it here. Here we go, Qatar Charity. That's great. Yes, for Syria, you do have specific projects that I will highly appreciate if you give me the code, this specific code for this project. Now, in Syria, for example, you are appealing for like quite a big, I don't have the total of here. I have only the requirements, but you still have zero funding, which is not the accurate information. If you change the view, it will show you the actual funding, but we don't have it as tagged to projects in this one.
Yeah, this is what I mean. Okay, thank you for clarification.
Thank you. And I will send you this link. You can use it here as a reference that you can change to any other country and see the actual projects. Thank you for the question. So this is the project code. The field cluster sector. Here we have the general field clusters that we explain on FTS, and we always appreciate that if you have a multi-sector, please break it down if you can into two lines. That if you have something for education and nutrition, if you have a project for school, children, etc., supporting that. Some reporters do write education / protection, or education / nutrition. No, what the preferred one, because we are always seeking the better granularity on FTS. You can go to FTS and find hundreds of analysis that built on this, who are the biggest recipients among sectors, how it was funded. So the multiple cluster sector shared is not even appearing in this chart. So whenever you tell it's multiple, it's not be counted to this chart. Yet it's counting through the total, but it's not showing anything on this chart. So if you have a huge For example, I'm using the example of Turkey in 2023, that Qatar Charity was one of the major players of humanitarian workers in 2023. I will show you the Turkey flash appeal. And thank you for the reporting even for that. But here we are coming to our next point, that I will show you the numbers of Turkey. Funding description, which we usually do. Type of funding, if it's financial or in kind. The missing perspective here is that we get information about the financial contributions, but we don't get any information about the in kind. If you have an in kind in Turkey in 2023, Qatar government, Qatar state, among all the Qatari partners, they provide these houses that it was previously used during the Olympiad. They gave it to the people that those who were affected by the earthquake, and it's widely used here in South Turkey. I'm living here, and I can see it. Like every day I go to Hatay, I can see it. But we didn't receive any reports that tell us the amount or the number or the cost of this. That we know it's donated by Qatar government, but literally we don't have any information about this housing units, for example. Did you participate in that? Did you support this, even with distribution of baskets, with whatever was your generous contribution? It will always be great to have the full information about that, including even in kind. I have an example of some reporters, without mentioning, they are even mentioning the metric tons of food they are providing to humanitarian operations, with its financial cost, for example, or any other related cost. So it is always great to capture whether is it financial or is it an in-kind, like what we tell in Arabic مساعدات عينية وليس فقط نقدية, to these operations, and we can split between them. And if there is any cash transferring program, this is too detailed, but you can mention if you have a cash transferring program with any project. The important thing here is always there.
Here, sorry, Said, I have a question.
Please.
Regarding to this financial and in-kind. Sometimes, for example, we purchase food baskets from Qatar and we ship it to, like we send it by plane or by sea or whatever means to the affected country. But here, once we are reporting, we don't report it in kind, and because we have the financial value for this contribution, so we always report like the financial one. Is it correct, or should we?
Look, the reporting itself is correct, but we prefer to have it in kind. Why? Because there is a lot of analysis that I can show you later on that is showing, and now it is not our ask more than it is the humanitarian community ask, that you are one of the biggest players in the humanitarian community, that it show you, and we will come to the visualization tool in details, but it is start doing, like if I see a summary of everything donated to the world, I'm gonna tell you now, out of everything donated in 2024, we have only 7%, which is in kind. But we know the actual value is not this value. The actual value is way more than this. Food basket, tent, like this shelter and non-food baskets as well. Books for the students, kits of clothes and bags for the children, back to school programs, etc. This is all in kind. Whatever you are dealing with as in kind, it will be great to have it as in kind with its financial value that you will be mentioning here. But the activity itself, was it here? You can classify the activity. Was it really financial or was it really in kind? Like for water trucking, I know that water trucking is a service that's provided, but water trucking, whenever you do in any country, it is a financial that you need to pay to those who are doing this service, and they need to collect their payment from the water, the boreholes, etc. So it's pure financial, for example. Baskets all around the world, it is of course in kind. any kind of other cash transferring program that you are giving to people here, maybe you are transferring vouchers, or you are like cashing vouchers or doing specific activity. Also, it can be cleared in the second line, which is I can tell whether if it's cash or in kind, and there is 50% or X% as a cash transferring program. We don't need to go within the deep level of details of that because it will be a lot for you, I know, but just tell the general line of the project. Why? Because I'm coming to the next part, which is we have three types of payments to track on FTS. It is the paid, it is the commitment, and it is the pledge. Anything that is fully paid as a contract, we record it as paid. Any contract that you, for example, you sign with other partner, and for example, the total contract is 10 million, and you paid only 2 million or 5 million or whatever it is. Of course, it will be broken down here, etc. But the total amount is a commitment. You didn't pay this, are not fully paid. The third one is the pledge. Well, in the pledge, it's using only for press conferences or any other events that when they gather all the partners and all the donors to respond to a specific flash appeal or a specific humanitarian emergency like Gaza, like Sudan, like the earthquake. So the pledge is a kind of just declaring that, okay, I will pay this amount of money for that operation. And the pledge is not counted at all in any place on FTS. It's showing as a line because of your visibility, but it's not counted neither toward this total nor to any kind of total that you will see on FTS. Why I'm telling you this is related to the financial and in kind. Now, a lot of wrong perspective is that people start sharing the disbursement information. That, okay, I have a project of $10 million and then I paid 100,000. I will report to FTS only this 100,000. And then they break it down, okay, this is 100,000, 50,000 is cash and 50,000 or financial, and the other 50 is in kind. And they will start reporting disbursement. Yes, it is possible for the endpoint users of this operation, but you as donors, we always prefer you to shorten this to a simple line. We need to break it down by sector. We need to break it down by year. Or we need to break it down whether if it's financial or in kind, yes. But we don't prefer you to go in details of disbursement. Just give us the total committed contract, and we will record it there. It is just to enhance your visibility and to make it easier for you and for us to deal with this, because each one of these records is being processed and curated individually by FTS team. If you have any question on this, I can clarify more, but this is just for the sake of making it easier for you to even show your visibility and impact, and to easier reporting toward both of us. So yes, we need to break it down by sector, by financial in kind, and if there is any cash transferring program, and that's all what we need as a total number. If there is any questions here, just feel free to interrupt me. Okay. Now, the earmarking is the grand bargain definition of earmarking, which is earmarked or unearmarked or softly or tightly earmarked. That you can see within specific operations that when you give a core funding to an NGO, that this is to support your program in 2020X, this is a core funding, so it will be unearmarked. While if it's for a specific sector, for a specific operation, for a specific activity, it is fully earmarked, for example. You can choose this. And all the definitions of this earmarking or the paid, commitment, pledge, you can see it in the definitions page. And we are always there to, so you can ask any question. Of course, this is the original currency, which is a Qatari Rial or the Qatar currency. And here is the total amount in US. This is important because everything we are showing on FTS is in US dollar, United States dollar. Here, if you have any breakdown, an annual breakdown that you can tell, this one is from 24 to 26, so it's 3 years, and you can give the breakdown by years here, or you can give it in a separate line, and it's easier for you and for us to choose your best modality within this. And here we can see the reporting status, which you can keep the same report going and coming between us and you, because whenever you send a report, we will send you the flow ID of this report. The flow ID is anything appearing, for example, and it's a reference number. It's not the grant reference, but it's something between us, OCHA, and you as the reporter to follow. So you can tell me, for example, flow ID 257 is have a top-up of money, for example, that you can add. So you can keep the same master Excel sheet between both of us, and we can communicate and we can add notes to this. So we can reflect annually or quarterly, not annually, quarterly or monthly, what is your contributions and what is the change of your contribution. For example, if the total here is 12 million, and then next month it get a top up and it become 13 million, simply you can type 13 and you can choose here and you can write it's a top up to the current record. You don't need to report it in a separate line in a different report for, no, let's keep that between both of us, so it will be easier for you to track and easier for us to avoid any double counting. And here is your reporting date and contract information, and you can share any notes within this. Again, it's available in several languages. The easier, the better for you, but we do need the granularity per sector, per financial in kind, per the breakdown of year. It will be great always to have this breakdown of information. And please let me know if you have any questions on this. I spoke a lot, so it is your turn. Inshallah. Farah, Faris, anybody, please interrupt. Okay, so far so good. Then this is the reporting template. And within this reporting template, we are always taking it and adding it to our records that will appear constantly, like within an hour. FTS is a live service that whenever I add something, it will appear maximum within an hour. The number will appear to FTS. Your reporting cycle is a monthly reporting cycle that we do appreciate. Specifically, your generous contributions to be there to appear on all the humanitarian operations, but specifically on the critical humanitarian operations like Palestine, like Sudan, like Syria, or whatever your preference is. Now, all of this will appear on FTS, and now we are adding something to the landing page of FTS. You can see it here, which is the data visualization tool. This tool is indeed it's a very important, and we are building toward a better view on this tool that you can either explore, and instead of going to FTS and exploring country by country, sector by sector, you can see everything summarized here in a very simple and a nice way, again to the destination year, and you can select maybe 2 destination years at the same time or not. It is of course available in the whenever you go to donors and recipients. You can select who are the donors. I can see here Qatar Charity as a donor, and it will show me everything that Qatar Charity is doing as a donor. Now, is this number correct, the 32.9, which is almost 33 million, or not? This is your question. This is your answer, sorry. Of course, again, here, I'm speaking for 2024. Is it for all these countries? Do you need to verify, and do you need to to come with any specific updates on this. We do care about this because it is not only us, because it's also your visibility. I can tell that out of your 33 million, there was 32, for example, there was 22 million for health, 18 million for food security, 11 million for multi-sector, etc. You see? And just forget about this unspecified amount. It's sometimes appearing because of the API that we will remove it. Now I can see for which plan or for, let me reset this one. Reset. And I will go to donors and recipients. Here I have Qatar Charity and I have this filtering. Now you are telling me that 34% of your donation are in kind. This is great. We're just, I mean, just please explore this. Of course, the visualization tool is updating every 24 hours, not every hour like FTS. FTS is just keep rotating and updating every hour. We're working on this minus values, and we can see a lot of details within this. If we back, and here you can build your own, for example, you see donor recipient or summary, full summary overview, global sectors. You can view by country. That's when you told Syria. Here we go, and I can go RS Syrian Arab Republic, and I can click on a summary overview that will give me a summary only for Syria in 2024. In Syria, that I can see. Here's the sectors. Here's the donors, and Qatar Charity again is ranked among country member state donors, which is amazing, and we are always caring about showing this value. And you can see the summary of this country, for example. If it's all interactive, that whenever I click only on Qatar Charity, everything on this will change and will filter only on Qatar Charity. Here we have only for Syria 23.5 million. Here's the breakdown. Here's the funding trend by whether if it was outside the plan, inside the plan. So for example, here I can see in 2021, all the fund that came from Qatar, it was outside the plan. It was to the country, but it is outside the plan. And it was all financial, and it was all traditional aid without any cash transferring program. This is for 2021, for example. Or you can see the difference. You can back. There is a lot of change, of views here that is very flexible, and you can build your own even total funding. I can see donor source type, or not donor source type. I can see by donor itself, donor source. So I can click here whenever you see the name of Qatar Charity. Just let me know. Disaster. Office. Okay. Give me a second. Qatar government. I will explore Qatar government one. So Qatar government.
Qatar Charity is also there, but if it's up.
Was it up? That's then you see you are from the top donors.
Yeah.
Qatar Charity. That's amazing. Plan type, recipient. Okay, in Qatar Charity, I can see by location. Now, do we have, this is for 2024, do we have only information about Syria? Is that true? Because we don't have any other information coming from Qatar Charity, or we do? No.
No, we do have.
Okay, we do. So location, why it's showing only Syria? I will double check this. So if we say plan name, here is this one. Okay. Anyways, even in Syria, and we will make sure about this. So we can add Syria as a location, and then we can add the global sectors. Here are the global sectors. Yeah.
You have chosen Syria as a country on the top.
Oh, my bad. You see, even you are getting well experienced more than me within this one. Okay. Yeah, I forget this filter. So build your own custom tree. And here we have Qatar Charity. That's great. And we have all the countries here. We still have, for example, for Syria, for Yemen, for any one of them, you are seeing the global sector. Even you can see who are the recipients for this global sector, early recovery, health. Maybe you have different recipients if you donate to different people, and it's all being interactive. We are really invite you to build on this, to explore this more and more, because what we agree with Mofa and what we agree with Ahmed Mari, who left, he had to travel, is to reflect the best values of everything that's appearing here and to get it most up to date at your end. So it will be great, and already thank you for the already generous reporting and very detailed reporting, but we are always to invite you to explore more, to add more. Anything you have for emergencies, for things you can just report to that one, and we can directly record this funding, reflect it to FTS, and it will reflect you your specific value as a donor for that. So please let me know if you have any questions on this, any other kind of inquiries. What is your needs? Do you need anything from FTS to do to facilitate your reporting? It will be also great to know your feedback, which is part of the important work that we are doing together. Hello, hello.
Yes, we can hear you. Thank you so much. I think this with the news, with this data visualization tool, it's a new addition. It's really very important for us for decision making, for tracking purposes, making it easy, more easier.
Yeah.
So far we don't have any need from my side, but my colleague, they want to add something, but in case if we need any information, we can, as usual, communicate with you directly. Thank you so much.
Sure. Thank you very much, Ashratullah, and thank you for all the colleagues who shared their contact information. I will share my contact information with you shortly. And I see the hand of Faris. Please come in, Faris.
Thank you, Syed, for the presentation.
Thank you.
See, maybe I'm unaware of it, but is there a way to download the report as like specific and very comprehensive report about the donations made or received or projection, at least in the case of us, like for Qatar Charity, can we have our own, you understood what I mean? Like,
yes, sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
So if there is, just show how it is.
Okay. Now for the data visualization tool, yes, we have a print option. And you can, whenever you choose Qatar Charity as a donor, yes. For the other FTS pages, it is tricky to collect everything because it's sometimes why we always use we always prefer to use the data visualization tool because it's easier and capturing everything. Yes, within the other countries you do have the ability to capture everything. And for example, here, Syria. Whatever your view is, if you are viewing by individual flow, by donor, by recipient, whatever is your filter, you can always download this file as Excel file or as PDF or as you can print it in any preferred way. Of course, we do have, and even you can use it as an API and integrate this API within an Excel file that whenever you open and refresh, it will show you the actual numbers of whatever your filtering is. So if you're filtering only on your operation, but yes, in this case, you need to go to the country, not to the and do it country by country, or just use the data visualization tool, which is easier to capture everything there. You will choose donor recipient, and you will show Qatar Charity as a donor and print all the information and get it up to date from this side. That whenever you have this, let me zoom out a little bit because I'm always zooming in. I have a small screen. Whenever you have this view, I can go to print, and I can, yeah, thank you. Okay, close. I can print this in one page that will show and capture everything. And the download option is also very available in all the pages of FTS. I hope it answered your question. Hello?
Thank you, Said. Yes, it did. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes.
So here we go. We have it here
Yes,
as,
I have a question.
yeah.
For example, in 2024 or any specific year, 2023, if we want to see like QC ranking country-wise, not for each country, I know how to do it for each country, but if we want to summarize where, like for example, in all countries where we worked in 2023, we want to know the ranking. Can we get a report on this data visualization, or we need to go to each country separately?
You can get it from the data visualization tool, and you can get it as well. Let me open the data visualization tool. You can get it from the global overview. That's whenever you go to the global overview, funding or details, and you are viewing, you wanted 2023.
Yes.
In 2023, I will switch to 2023 as a country, and I will not view by country, but I will view by donor.
Okay.
And by donor, it will show me all the donors, whether if it's a member state donor or any kind of donor. And here I will Qatar Charity, Qatar Fund for Development. I will sort the ranking. Let me sort by funding, so I can see the ranking by the biggest fund. And Qatar. So you are in the very first line of donors in 2023.
Yeah, it's clear,
Top,
but this
yeah.
one is a global overview. For example, if I want a table where it is showing in each country, for example, this is donor-wide. But if I want, for example, 20 countries in one list, can I do it? Or no, it's not possible.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Filter by country. Now I will put the country here. For example, Syria, Syrian Arab Republic.
Can I choose more than one country? Like,
of course, whatever.
And
Yemen. Okay, great. TU, and here is Yemen. And let's see, Sudan. So that, and back to top, I just need to click here, apply filter. So I'm filtering only these 3 countries and seeing the global donors for only these 3 countries. It will take a while to, okay.
So it will give you a lump sum. I mean, by country, I mean, each country, no.
You can, I mean, each country you can go,
No, I understand what you mean. I mean, if, for example, if you choose Syria, Yemen, and Libya, for example, so it will not give you for each country separately. It will be a lump sum. I mean,
yeah, it will be a lump sum.
This is what I mean. Like to make it easy. For example, sometime the management asks for a report is like Qatar Charity ranking in 2023 in all countries. So this is what you, for example, we cannot generate a report by choosing the countries separately. I mean,
you can,
we cannot do it.
Yeah. It is, I trust it is doable from the visualization tool, but thank you. This is a very important one. Okay, I'm here. Then I need to have 3 columns. 3 columns. I need to add 3 columns. With a total, and it will be sorted by the column with something similar to a heat map. Okay. And thank you for this. Is a very, very useful Qatar Charity. Am I able to have it here? No.
No. Currently, I think there is no option.
Donors and recipients. Yeah, it's a quite not a complex, but let's say a multi-level table that we need to combine with each other. But thank you for this. It's very useful.
Yeah, thank you so much.
It's very useful. Yes, I'm going to tell you something. Maybe they dropped this because now you are speaking about 3 countries, but whenever, if I want to see it for all the countries, imagine the number of, we need to add 193
Columns,
countries
yeah.
of all the, so it will be tricky a little bit. But thank you for this. I will try to make it. However, you still can
Yeah, this
build
option is
that.
available. Yeah, country-wise it is available. Yeah.
No, you still can build this one. I'm going to tell you how. Whenever you go, for example, and select only one country, it will show you the lump sum only for this country. And then here I can choose this filter for Syria. I can choose another filter for Afghanistan, for example. And then I can take the link of this, integrate this link to an Excel file that show me this. It's a little bit tricky that you need to work on it in an API that or XML structure that can be serving within this one. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you
for
so
the
much,
question.
sir.
Thank you. Yeah. Any other questions or comments, colleagues?